Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Hello, Tutor
Hello,
Kit.
sir. Hello, Tutor Jerry. Kumusta po?
Hopefully, ma-sustain ko ang aking internet connection ngayon, Tutor Kit.
I'm
Medyo
sure we'll be okay.
nakakakaba.
Yeah, that's fine, Tutor Jerry. At least we're both here, and so far working naman yung ating ang ating internet. So, hello everyone, and hello Tutor Jerry, and welcome sa pilot
Hello, Tutor
episode
Kit.
of Creative Nonfiction. Tutor Jerry, ano masasabi mo sa ating episode today?
Siyempre, it will be pure excitement since this is our first week sa Creative Nonfiction. Yan.
That's right, Tutor Jerry. And I'm excited as well not to meet all of our new tutees and yung mga nanood sa atin last time from Creative Writing. And they're here as well. So maybe Tutor Jerry, no? It's time for our shout out muna. No? So,
Shout out.
Tutor Jerry, may gusto ka bang i-shout out dyan?
Yes, Tutor Kit. Hello sa aking mga bagong students. Sa Humes Department, actually, I have 4. And I already
Wow.
send the link to our group chat and hopefully manood po silang lahat ngayon. And of course, hello po sa lahat ng mga heads, school heads sa San Mariano District at sa aming Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Madeline L. Macaling. Yan, Tutor Kit.
Nice. Thank you, Tutor Jerry. And I would like also to shout out, give a shout out to my Cristo Rey High School family sa Capas Tarlac, led by our amazing principal, Sir Noel Page, and our head teacher, Ma'am Gina Page. No, and also, hello everyone, lalo na kay Joseph Conrad Bulaklak, no? Siya yung pinakauna sa ating live today. Also, G. Ann De La Cruz Lago, I think she is your student, Tutor Jerry. Naira G. Dagman, and also the talented Keith R.G. Kalunay, Runas, John Marie Sibal, Hazel Gatan Mateo, and everyone else who are here. May mga, hindi ba ako nabati, Tutor Jerry?
Natatandaan mo si Kit, Tutor si Kate, Tutor Kit.
Si Keith.
Hello din kay Shane Dominic Aserit, our a student from our creative writing last time.
Nice.
Gian De La Cruz, and then Jezani May Aquino, still from SDO Isabela. Ayan, Tutor Kit. Bayan bay,
Yes.
babati tayo. Medyo kinakabahan ako sa
right.
internet connection ko, Tutor Kit.
Sige, so ano natin, Tutor Jerry, no? Maybe we could take advantage of this good internet at the moment. So we will go straight to our welcome. No? So everybody, welcome to the pilot episode of Creative Nonfiction. And our sessions will be on Tuesdays from 4 p.m. to 4:40 p.m. So we are on our new time slot actually. So you can watch us at the DepEd ETUlay
Napaaga tayo, Tutor
Facebook
Kit.
group. Oo, napaaga tayo. And also our YouTube channel, DepEd ETUlay. Ayan. So Tutor Jerry. Tutor Jerry?
Yes. So this will be the topic for this week, Tutor Kit.
Yes.
Analyzing themes and techniques in a text, yun yung second week. But then for this week, it
Yes.
will be Introduction to Creative Non-Fiction. Ayan. So,
Yes.
magbabakbakan tayo ngayon, Tutor Kit, sa introduction.
Yes. Yeah, because I think that creative nonfiction is not that familiar. I mean, creative writing is kind of familiar to you guys, but nonfiction, not so much. So I think it would be wise to start our week with an introduction. No, our first week will be uh, just introduction. So, Tutor Jerry, let's start off with a short activity. No, we have 41 viewers right
Yes.
now. So, Tutor Jerry, can you tell us about this activity, please?
So I think this is word association, creative
Yes.
nonfiction. And what words or phrases come to your mind when you hear the word creative nonfiction? So you just have to type in your answers in the comment box. So wala tayong Kahoot
Yes.
ngayon, di ba, Tutor Kit?
Yes, wala
Ayan.
ngayon. maybe on our maybe on our last week, no, magkakahut ulit tayo. Ayan. So guys, tell us what you think. What comes to your mind when you hear the word creative nonfiction?
Creative
Okay.
nonfiction. Yan.
Ayan. Hello muna tayo kay Sandy Guzman, kay Steph Liwag, kay Warren James Ganaban, Joseph Abadilla, Roel Facun, and everyone else who are watching us today.
Yes.
Ayan.
Hopefully, dadami ang ating mga viewers this third quarter, ano, Tutor Kit?
Yes, I totally hope so. Because actually, creative nonfiction is one of my favorite subjects, Tutor Jerry. Mm-mm. Ayan. May mga sagot na ba kayo, guys?
Ako, technical writing. Yan.
Technical writing. Medyo mahina naman ako dyan, Tutor Jerry. So, siguro kanya-kanya tayong strengths, no?
Yes.
Okay.
May sagot
So,
na si
anybody? May
Joseph,
sagot na ba?
Tutor Kit.
Ano sabi ni Joseph, Tutor Jerry?
The word creative refers to the use of literary craft, the techniques fiction writers, playwrights, and poets employ to present non-fiction. Sabi.
Mm-hmm.
Ayan.
Yes, that's correct, actually, because creative nonfiction, although now we are talking about facts or the truth, we still have to employ creative techniques. No? Mhm. Sabi naman ni Neslin, facts daw. Facts. Correct. Mhm.
Yes.
Meron ka pa bang nababasa dyan, Chiro Jerry, na
Memoirs,
mga
according
sagot?
to Kate.
Yes, it's true. Actually,
Real
it's one of
life
the
events,
longer,
Tutor
no?
Kit.
The longer kinds of nonfiction. Yes, real life
Yes.
events, sabi ni, ano, ni Neslin. And those are all correct, guys. Amazing job, no? Sabi ni Michaela, true stories well told. Great job. Si, may
Ayan.
nababasa ka pa ba, Chiro Jerry,
Very
na iba?
participative ang ating
Oo
mga
nga.
senior high school learners today.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Imagination, according to Mark Platon, Tutor Kit.
Well,
Imagination
imagination,
kaya.
not so much na that you will be making up stories. Well, in nonfiction, the stories are true to life. Nangyari talaga siya. Maybe you can be imaginative in your telling, no? But you need to be as accurate as you can. Okay, sabi rin ni Mark, true to life event. So parang kinontradict niya yung sarili niya. Sabi rin ni Gian, reality. Great job, guys. Magagaling
Yes.
mga bibo itong mga ano natin, Tutor Jerry, no?
Yung mga students natin for third quarter, Tutor Kit.
Yes. Thank you so much for answering, guys. Great job, everyone. Okay. So let's actually try to define what creative nonfiction is. I think it's a great way to start the subject, no, if you really know what the subject means. So, Tutor Jerry, what is creative nonfiction, anyways?
Creative nonfiction is a true story told in a literary way where the plot, character development, and the dialogue are as important as the facts and research. So magka-level up daw yung mga facts and then the research doon sa plot, the character, and the dialogue, because all those things are has something to do with
Yun. Tutor Jerry, are you there? Okay. Whew. I don't know where Tutor Jerry is.
nawawala
Okay.
ako, Tutor Kit.
Nawawala ka nga, Tutor Jerry, but it's okay. Okay. Can you repeat what you said just a little earlier, Tutor Jerry?
Yes, nonfiction is a true story told in a literary way where the plot, the character development, and the dialogue are as important as the facts and research. Ayun, Tutor Kit. Clear na ba?
Yes. Thank you, Tutor Jerry.
Yan.
Okay. So if you guys notice, no, we are actually put true story in bold because unlike creative writing, no, or fiction, we are talking about like something imaginative, something that you just made up. But for nonfiction, it's actually based on true story. We are retaining the way we write plot, characters, dialogues, and like a story. We still retain those elements, but our basis is yung true to life events na. Okay. Actually, creative nonfiction has many names. Natatatawag siya sa iba-ibang mga pangalan. And here are some of the popular names of creative nonfiction. Tutor Jerry, can you help us?
Sure, Tutor Kit. The first one is narrative nonfiction, and then we have the fourth genre. Ayan. We also have literary journalism, the literature of fact, and then the literature of reality. Ayan,
Wow.
that's it, Tutor Kit.
Thank you, Tutor Jerry. Now, if you guys are kind of like questioning, right? Why the fourth genre? So we usually have like fiction, then poetry, then drama. Usually, yun lang yung tinatackle sa high school. But we also call creative nonfiction the fourth genre as its whole, like it's another world of writing. That's why it's called the fourth genre. And we also call it narrative nonfiction because we're also telling stories. Yun lang, true stories na siya. Hindi na siya yung gawa-gawa lang. Ayan. Okay. Tutor Jerry,
Yes,
ano muna
Tutor
tayo?
Kit.
History muna tayo.
Brief history, and of course, creative nonfiction has something to do with history. Ayan.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So actually, uh, creative nonfiction is fairly new if you like think about it, right? Just because it kind of boomed in like the 21st century. So right now we have like lots of nonfiction books, articles, memoirs, those kinds of materials. No, but actually, creative nonfiction goes all the way from like the 16th century. Uh, the first creative nonfictionist, or we call him an essayist, is Michel de Montaigne. So Michel de Montaigne is a 16th century French writer who popularized essays as a literary form. No? So parang si Michel, sabi niya, gusto ko magsulat ng essay tungkol sa kung ano yung iniisip ko, kung ano yung mga experiences ko. So, he calls that essays, or in
Science.
English, essays. These are his
Essays.
reflections. No, so he is the very first creative nonfictionist. And right now, ito naman si Chiro Jerry.
Lee Gutkind. Is it properly pronounced, Tutor Kit?
Yes, yes, Chiro Jerry. Nice.
So, ito naman, creative nonfiction, sabi niya, it allows a writer to employ the diligence of a reporter, the shifting voices and viewpoints of a novelist, the refined wordplay of a poet, and the analytical modes of the essayist. So, nagsama-sama yung mga words na somewhat new, refined, and
True.
then analytical, something to do with doing an essay talaga. You have to
Ito.
analyze its statement it's a sentence para you can catch the attention of your readers. Ayan, Tutor Kit.
Yes, that's correct. And also, in addition, Lee Gutkind is actually considered as the godfather of creative nonfiction. So he also established the very first nonfiction magazine, wherein lots of nonfictionists can contribute their essays, their narratives, and it can be read by a wide audience. So kapag nonfictionist ka pala, Chiro Jerry, no, parang kang reporter. You only have to report facts kung ano yung nangyari lang.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
also, at the same time, you will also use a voice, a points of view, like a short story writer. And then, pwede ka rin gumawa ng wordplay katulad ng poet. And you can also be an analyst. So, if you are in a creative nonfiction kind of genre, ito yung mga roles na gagampanan mo. Ang dami.
Medyo madami. Madami, Tutor Kit. Kasi they have to write at the same time. Syempre, first draft, second draft, third draft, and then
Yes.
final draft. And then after nun, i-analyze nila yung kanilang ginawa if
True.
okay na para
Yes.
sa mata ng tao or
Oh.
hindi pa.
Maraming proseso no, Chiro Jerry, but I know they can do it. All right, guys. Right now, we will discuss to you guys
Sure.
some reasons for writing creative nonfiction. Bakit nga ba, ano nga bang advantages nito? Why do we have to learn how to write creative nonfiction? Okay, let's see. Chiro Jerry, can you help us, please?
Yes, Tutor Kit. The first reason is you want to write a family history or a journal for future generations. Ayan. So, you'll be writing, say for example, now, and then hindi man mabasa ng karamihan ngayon. Of course, that journal will be somewhat read by the future generation if maganda yung journal na yon. Ayan.
That's true. Okay. Uh, and number two is you want to share exciting, painful, or extraordinary experiences. So, alam mo yun, yung meron ka, for example, recently lang naranasan na sobra exciting. For example, it was the first time you spoke in public, o di kaya your first breakup, no? Or something extraordinary na, for example, nakakita ka ng UFO, no? Or ng ano ng multo. And then you want to share these experiences in writing. These are true to life experiences, and you want to put them on writing. So creative nonfiction is for you.
Yes, so definitely Tutor Kit. And pa-shoutout ako, Tutor Kit, pasingit kay Sir Junjun
Sure.
Ramos and
Hi,
kay Ma'am
sir.
Eliza. Ayan. Hindi na si
Ma'am
Ma'am Kat ang
Eliza.
ating viewer ngayon, but then si Ma'am Eliza Villamar na sa Alibadaban National
Nice.
High School.
Maybe next time you can like invite them, right, and share their insight as well.
Yes.
No,
Yun.
maganda yun.
Malakas-lakas ang internet ni Ma'am Eliza for sure.
Yes, that's right. Sabi ni Mark Platon, reasons in creating creative nonfiction is to tell true to life events, to share insights, no, contributing to your writing competency. That's a pretty good one. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
For the third one, Tutor Kit, third reason, you just had a profound realization or insight about an important subject. So, pwede yon. Okay? Especially senior high school, medyo maraming experiences sa mga subjects ngayon
Yes,
na may kaugnayan sa kanilang buhay-buhay sa
that's true.
pag-aaral. Yeah, Tutor Kit.
And actually, Chiro Jerino, when you're writing creative nonfiction, you don't need to really think about like ano yung isusulat ko. You can just reflect back on what you just experienced, and then you have tons of stories to tell. No, so for example, ito yung number 4. You have survived a difficult childhood or adulthood. Uh, so for example, if you have like childhood trauma, you can write actually about them, and it is like a form of like catharsis or like release, no, And then if you also had like it's going through uh, some difficulty in your adulthood right now, you can also write about that. I think it's a great what do you call it? It's a great material for a compelling nonfiction story. Okay.
Yes. It could also be a basis for them to be inspired day by day, Tutor Kid.
Yes.
Siguro, titingnan mo doon your progress if you really had one o nag-stepstone ka or
I
hindi. Ayan.
totally agree, Tutor Jerry.
So, for the fifth one, Tutor Kit, you want to preserve your feelings and emotions about an experience. Ayan. So, if I remember, or yeah, during our childhood days, mahilig tayo sa mga love letters,
Yes.
susulat tayo mga sentimental letters about our selves, about our peers, or somewhat na nakakaapekto sa ating buhay-buhay. Ayan. Ikaw
Yes,
ba,
that's
Tutor
true,
Kit,
Tutor
may mga
Jerry.
experiences ka na nagsulat ka ng love letter and then meron pa sa baul mo ngayon, sa baul?
Meron pa actually, Tutor Jerry. I actually kept a journal when I was like 19 to 21. And I had those letters too, mga love letters then.
Nax.
And when I look at them, I am pleasantly like surprised, at the same time embarrassed of my former self.
Embarrass talaga.
Yes, Tutor Jerry. But at the same time, it makes
Embarrass.
me proud, no, that I have come so far. I think that's the reason also for creative nonfiction is to document how we have changed throughout the years. You may actually write about that, how you were before, and compare it to who you are right now.
Now,
Mhm.
yes.
Yes.
Ayan.
And number six, no, you if you want to give hope or inspiration to other people using your own experiences. Kapag, for example, you have experienced something, something difficult, and then you overcame it, then you may share that story, and that will also inspire other people. Na makakatulong ka pa sa iba kapag nabasa nila yon. Great reasons for writing nonfiction.
Yes, so definitely.
Okay.
Ayan. So, other than that, Tutor Kit, what are the other reasons kaya do you have in writing creative nonfictions?
Okay. Guys,
Aside
meron pa ba kayong
from
iba?
those five, ayan, may iba pa ba? Bakit tayo gumagawa? Bakit tayo nagsusulat ng mga factual
Mm-mm.
information about ourselves or about the things surrounding us? Why? Yan ang buhay,
True.
maraming whys.
Yes. Habang nakita tayo ng sagot nila, Tutor Jerry, I would like to say hi to Marisa Buraga, Angel Jose Butak, Eloisa Pregiliana Pacleba, Luis Del Dumelo Soriano. I think these are all from your division, Tutor Jerry.
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
Shooter Kit.
Nag,
Ayan.
actually,
SDO
nag-send rin
Isabela.
ako. As though
Yeah.
Isabella, wow. Nag-send din ako ng mga link actually sa aming GC, and hopefully they are watching too. Ayan.
Actually, Tutor Kit, this is mandatory. Kasi
That's
wala silang
great.
performance wala silang performance output next week na i-record pag hindi
Hindi
nila
sila
alam
nanood.
ang challenge of the week.
That's great, Tutor
Ayan.
Jerry. Okay.
Ayan.
So, sabi ni Mark Platon, to release your stress. I totally agree. It's a form of catharsis when you write something that is kind of haunting you. It's a form to release your stress. Yes. Sabi naman ni
Neslin.
Neslin, anong sabi ni Neslin, Tutor Jerry?
Yes, to share some momentous experiences to the world, Tutor Kit.
Yes.
Ayan.
Yeah, it may be momentous. It may not be not momentous to anyone else, but if it's momentous for you, then I think it's worth sharing. Sabi ni Joseph Conrad Bulaklak, it's that it not only allows but also encourages the writer to become a part of the story or the essay. Well, honestly, you are the star of your own creative nonfiction. No,
Yes.
that's true.
Haba ng sagot ni Joseph.
Joseph, great job, Joseph. By the way. All right.
Yes.
So we will move on now, guys. To fiction versus
versus
versus creative
creative
nonfiction.
nonfiction.
Kay Chiro Jerry. Kasi
So ano nga
fiction
ba
yung sa
yung
creative writing,
differences?
no? Oo nga.
Yes, Tutor Kit. Ayan.
Okay.
So, nabasa ko to kanina, Tutor Kit, as I scan this PowerPoint
Yes.
presentation. Fiction, the characters are based on real people. Creative nonfiction, also, the characters are real people. Doon sa isa, meron siyang based. Ayan.
Yes.
And then, character personalities are a combination of qualities doon sa fiction. Pagdating naman sa non-fiction, the personalities of the characters are as they are real in real life. Ayan.
Yes, correct, Chiro Jerry. Kasi di ba sa fiction, we usually create imaginary characters that are like based off characters that we know. And sometimes, yung mga characters that we are creating in fiction are pinagsama-samang personalities na mga kakilala natin. Uh, Apparently, though, uh, in creative nonfiction, the characters are real people. Kung sino sila, sila na talaga. At kung ano yung
Yes.
personality nila, right
Yun na
now,
din.
that's your personality in the story. And that goes for you too. You are usually the real character and your personality is not made up. So ganun siya.
Yes. Ayan. So, other than that, we have the dialogue can be made up, while in the nonfiction, the dialogue is verbatim or recreated to the best of the author's ability. That's a difference, huh? And then
Mhm.
events can be made up in the fiction, while in the nonfiction, events truly happened. So, pwedeng gawa-gawa sa fiction, pero doon sa nonfiction, hindi pwede. Okay?
Mhm.
And then the plot can be made up along the way doon sa fiction, while written as accurately and truthful as possible doon sa nonfiction. Research may be used when necessary. That's why doon sa nonfiction, kagaya ng definition natin kanina, Tutor Kit,
Yes.
para tayong nagre-report. And so,
Yes, that's right.
reporting nowadays is all based in research. That's why pag debate, presidential debate, di ba, Tutor Kit, nagre-research tayo. Hindi
That's
pwedeng
right.
bato tayo ng bato ng questions without any research. That is included in our nonfiction. Ayan.
That's right, Chiro Jerry. Ano pa pala, Chiro Jerry, no? Mag-segue muna ako. Hello kay Ate Charmaine from SDO Nueva Ecija. She's watching right now. She's a really good friend. Uh, and also, by the way, no, creative nonfiction, it requires some kind of research just to make sure that we are as accurate as we can, as possible. Remember, in creative nonfiction, you should not lie. You must retell the events as they happen as accurately as possible. And that's what actually makes it like different from fiction. Now, because creative nonfiction is concerned with memory, sometimes your memory would be inaccurate. That's why you need to do some research once in a while if hindi ka sure. No? So, and when you lie sa creative nonfiction, that becomes fiction na. Parang
Yeah.
ganun. Okay.
Parang transformation.
That's right, Tito Jerry. Okay, checkpoint muna tayo, guys.
Checkpoint.
Checkpoint. So this
Ang
is
daming
actually...
checkpoint ngayon, Tutor Kit.
Oo nga, madaming checkpoint ngayon, Tito Jerry. Lalo na papuntang
Ayan.
beach.
Yeah. Nag-beats
Okay.
ka nga pala. Di ka nagsama.
Ayain sana kita kaya ang layo mo, Tito Jerry. Okay, Tito Jerry,
Ayan.
what do they have to do in this checkpoint?
Okay, so you'll just have to identify if the following descriptions pertain to fiction or non-fiction, the thing that we discussed a while ago. And then type your answers in the comment box. Kunwari,
Yes.
nagmamadali
Okay.
tayo kasi it's already 4:27.
That's true, Tito Jerry. Okay.
Ayan.
Number
For
one.
the first one,
Characters. Yes, go ahead, Tito Jerry. Go ahead.
Sige. Characters are based on real people. Is it fiction or non-fiction?
What do you guys think?
Ang bilis ng
Okay,
sagot.
sabi ni Mars Jane, fiction daw. And sabi naman ni Neslin is non-fiction. Enrico said it's fiction. And so the answer is fiction.
Fiction.
Yes. When you say base kasi, there
Yes,
are
the word
just
base.
bases. Yes, that's right. They were just your bases, but you actually created a whole new character on your own, and they're made up. Okay, very good. Next, number two, Tutor Jerry.
Number two, dialogue is word for word or recreated as accurately as possible. Is it fiction or non-fiction? As accurately as possible.
Yes. When you say word for word, verbatim, no, kung ano yung sinabi ng taong yon sa memory
Yun na
mo,
yun.
yun na yun. Okay. Mm-hmm. Angeline said non-fiction. Angeline Macido Baria. Mari Joy Quiape said fiction. Charmaine said fiction. Mars James said non-fiction.
Non-fiction, the majority of the answers,
Yes.
circuit.
And let's see. And yes, the answer is non-fiction.
Non-fiction.
So
Yeah.
when it's fiction, the dialogue can be made up. You can actually make up what your characters will say. But for non-fiction, hindi pwede. Hindi pwede. Kung ano yung sinabi ng character sa memory mo, that's what you should write in your text. Okay, Tutor Jerry, number three.
Number three, you have research isn't carried to ensure accuracy. Yan, kasasabi lang natin kanina.
Sabi lang
Research.
natin. Tama pala sina Natalie, sina Keith, RG,
Yes.
sina Romnick, sina Rogen, Marissa, Junity, Steph, Mark Platon, Rochelle,
Hazelan.
Jonaline. Oo. Sure, Jerry, ang saya ko. Ang dami na nanonood.
Ilan na ba, Tutor Kit? Hindi ko na monitor kasi medyo...
Right now, it's 33. Kanina, 41. That's amazing.
Wow. Dati 20.
Yes, dati 20. Minsan 6.
Sa 6.
Oh my gosh. And the answer, guys, is
non-fiction. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Non-fiction. We use research when you're not so sure about the memory. So it helps with the accuracy. No, so research. Nice. Now, guys, we will now discuss the different forms of nonfiction. We may not be able to discuss all of these in detail, but throughout this semester, this quarter, we will try our best to walk you through the different forms. So these are the shorter forms of creative nonfiction. Okay, when you say short forms of creative nonfiction, the word count is typically around like 750. That is the lowest to 5,000 words. No, so 5,000 words. That's a little longer too, but it's not enough to create a book, anyways. So we can still include that in the short form. So here are some of the short forms. We have the personal essay, the lyrical essay, the travel essay or article, and sometimes it could be also called essay travelogue. No,
Yes.
a food article. Those are very the food blogs. Those are also forms of creative nonfiction. What else are other forms of creative nonfiction, Tutor Jerry?
Yes, Tutor Kit. Naalala ko lang si Ma'am Floyd doon sa food. Okay. So other than that, we have the profile and then literary journalism. Meron na tayong journalism subject sa
That's
ETUlay.
right, Tutor Jerry.
Malapit na kasi ang kwan namin, Tutor Kit, online, digital journalism contest.
Wow,
by
that's
April.
amazing.
And then science and nature writing, pwede din. And then mosaic, Vignette, or hybrid piece. Happy Valentine daw kay Sir Junjun.
Happy Valentine, Sir Junjun.
Ramos.
Din. And guys, actually, my favorite one here is called the Vignette. No, para siyang akala ko noong una Vignette. Yun pa, nagutom ako bigla. Alam mo, Vignette. But it's actually a French word called it's it's like a vine vignette. So it's a little or a short form of of a short nonfiction piece, wherein it's like a slice of life. No, and we also have longer forms of creative nonfiction. These are longer forms are usually in book length. No, 50,000 to 100,000 words. Ang tindi, Churo Jerry.
Hindi ko kaya yan, Tutor Kit.
Ako rin, di ko pa kaya yan. Ano yung mga examples natin ng mga longer forms of
So,
nonfiction, Tutor Jerry?
yes. Examples are memoirs and then autobiography. We also have biography and then non-fiction novels. Ayan. Novels, hindi ko nga kayang basahin yan. Sulatin pa kaya?
Well, I think it
Medyo,
depends on the novel, no? Mhm.
yes, it depends on the novel.
Yes,
Pwedeng pahinto-hinto tayo sa pagbabasa if that
that's
is
true.
really exciting, somewhat
Yes.
exciting na basahin.
I'm actually reading a novel right now, a novel series by Brandon Moore. It's like a young adult author, and it's really good. I think if you pick the right novel, then you will actually not be able to put it down because it's an exciting activity. Yes. So, to Jerry, for the last 7 minutes of our time today, we will be reading a sample of creative nonfiction. And wag kang tatawa, Chiro Jerry. This is actually my sample. This
Yan.
is a vignette.
Yan ang gustong-gusto ko sa aking partner, dear senior high school students. Medyo mataas yung kanyang knowledge regarding writing. Ayan.
Hindi
Medyo
masyado, Chiro Jerry.
natutuwa ako. Nag-change
But
na ng tandems at lahat, Tutor Kit, pero buti na lang.
tayo
You
pa rin
stick
ang nag-ano, oo.
ang nagwagi. Nax.
Tayo pa rin ang nag-winax naman. And I'm happy for that, Chiro Jerry. Thank you.
Same, Tutor Kit.
Okay. So let me explain right now, guys. Uh, Hi pala kay Edward Degolio Ladit, Esdeo Isabella. Okay, so this actually, guys, my experience last night. So, uh, I saw a frog climbing on the wall of my bathroom, of my toilet.
Same.
Talaga, Chiro Jerry?
Yes. Dalawang gabi na may
Dalawang
frog
gabi
doon sa
na.
wall.
Yes, and dun siya actually natutulog. And I thought to myself, why not create like a vignette using this as my subject? This is a true story, and a vignette is a short retelling of this story. And also, at the same time, it kind of records my insights about this story. So here it is. All right. And Chiro Jerry will just take turns reading this.
Yes, Tutor Kit.
Okay, so guys, listen up, no? And hopefully you can tell me your insights about this experience as well. So, a frog inched its way up the fitted blue wall of my toilet. It was about twice the size of my thumb, with black and green streaks across its shiny back. Why it chose my moist toilet wall is beyond me. Tutor Jerry?
Yan. Still, it painstakingly climbed its way about a meter of the ground, inch by inch. Then it tucked its miniature arms and legs, closed its eyes, and went still.
Yes, it kind of slept there, right? It seemed content sleeping in the dark corner of the toilet, ignoring the occasional splash from the water coming from the tap. Tutor
Now,
Jerry?
here I am struggling for the third night now to find a comfortable spot or a sliver of peace on my queen size bed. How dare that frog?
So that's my nonfiction vignette, guys. Tutor Jerry, what do you think about
Uh,
that?
somewhat napakagaling ng buo ng thought tutor kit na parang na-inspire ka nung frog na yon while you're in bed na.
Yes. And it kind of occurred to me that this frog was actually comfortable in a place that is not necessarily comfortable. In the wall, right on the wall of my toilet, that it's dark, it's moist, it's kind of miserable. Nilalamok siya. But me, I'm on my bed, and I'm with my pillows, my queen size bed, but I couldn't find peace. But this frog was able to find peace and sleep. And I thought, how
Yes.
dare that frog uh, find peace in the midst of turmoil, of chaos?
Yes.
And I kind of think about like how are the human condition of how do we really find peace in this world, Tutor Jer, no? How do we sleep? No, how do we sleep when everything else outside is like magulo, is chaotic? Sabi
Yes.
ni Mark Platon, the frog represents yourself, which represents your being true to yourself. And that could be
Nice.
true, Mark. No, I'm being
Yes.
true to myself that I am not at peace
Comfortable.
and I am
Yes.
jealous of that kind of
Of
peace.
that.
All right.
Yes. That is contentment, tutor kit.
That's right. I think,
Nakontento yung frog
mm,
doon sa madilim na place. And we should also
yes.
be contented as a human being.
Totoo, true, Jerry, no? And that's maybe how you will find true peace in being content. Yan.
Yes. At natapos, tutor kit.
Natapos ang ating session.
Ayan. Tatapusin natin yan with the challenge of the week.
Yes.
And of course, you have to do this next week. We are expecting hundreds of outputs, hundreds talaga, tutor kit,
Hundreds talaga.
by next week. And our challenge of the week for next Tuesday is simple lang naman. You're going to write a short creative summary of what you learned about creative nonfiction from this session. And you're going to post your summary on Facebook with your picture para hindi ako
Yes.
mahirapan, hindi kami mahirapan ni Tutor Kit na maglagay ng inyong pictures using the hashtag ETUlay NonFiction.
Bago
Ayan.
yung hashtag natin.
Ayan, bago-bago.
Yan. Okay, guys, no? We would like to feature you next week. So that's why we would like to ask for your photo. Ayan. And we would like to leave this session with a quote from Maya Angelou. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. You have your story, no matter how dark it is, how joyful it is, whatever it is, you have a story to tell. And creative nonfiction is an outlet for you to tell that story. All right, Tutor Jerry?
Yes, Tutor Kit. And of course, we'd like to thank everyone who tuned in with us today. And of course, do not forget to be with us again next Tuesday for another creative nonfiction session. Ayan, Tutor Kit.
Yes. And thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Ano yung sunod, Tutor Jerry? Meron tayong campus journalism, saka ano yung isa?
Yes. Hindi ko matandaan. Campus journalism
Purposive.
na ang aking, purposive writing ata, Tutor Kit.
Right, yes. Thank you, everyone. And bye, Tutor Jerry.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye, Tutor Kit.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag ETUlay Level Up. Huwag aalis ha dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!